Good morning, replayers. Morning, guys. What's up? What's up? How are you? Maximize, what's up? Vitaly, what's up? Vodka, what's up? What's up? How are you guys? What's up, guys? So this morning we have FX Prime fired off a nice long. When I left you guys last night, Maximize, thanks for the invite. Left you guys last night. Our system was still short at about 11:30 p.m. Okay. And you can see that we fired off. This actually happened 5 a.m. this morning. Prime fires off a long play from 1175. And at 1175, that would put us at about a 40 pip gain right now. Now, the thing to remember is that these color-coded candles are color-coded by the system. Okay? So right now it's 10:42 a.m. This position fired off long, if you guys are following along, at about 5 a.m. And we're up about 40 pips. So I'm going to watch this though, because I want to make sure that this continues its bullish pattern here. Okay? We thought, I said originally last night that this could be a descending flag and we could come over, but just because this little pop happens does not mean that on the daily that is not going to happen. Okay, this morning traders came in with good force, lots of volume, back from the Easter vacation. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you for the invites, appreciate that. Real Liu Kang, what's up? And so now we have a position here where we're long from 1175. We're up about 40 pips. How do we manage this position? Well, because relying on my system, we're going to stay long in this position right now at 1213, and from this point forward what we're going to attempt to do is we're going to watch it closely and make sure that if this position if we get a short fired here and we're going to return downward, we're going to watch that very closely. Okay, so we're going to be very cautious that that could happen, but as of now, we have a long that fired off from 1175. All right, guys? You guys have any questions? Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you had a great Easter vacation. I appreciate you guys hopping online. Now, if you guys want to reach out to me on Twitter and ask questions directly, you can use the hashtag FX Prime or hashtag PipKillers. There we go, get that focus right there. What time do I wake up every day? It varies, it varies. Last night I was up very late, so this morning it was a little bit later, about 9 a.m. So, guys, the thing to remember about this position is that this is not affected by policy, okay? So this is not a news position. You can see we're still making our way up long. We're at 12:15 right now. Okay, so we fired long from 1175. We're at 12:15 and still going higher. All right, so we're gonna watch this position very closely. If it does reverse and head downward, I will let you guys know. If you guys are following along in these trades, you're definitely gonna want to follow along and see exactly where this trade goes. Inspector, good question. These candles are being painted based upon an artificial intelligence algorithm. So these are not normal candle paints. The painting of the candles is being done by the system and not necessarily a candle chart that you would normally see. It's my own proprietary artificial intelligence program. So the these candles that are being painted, this is not a system that is available in anywhere else right now. So the thing to remember with the candles are that these are these have nothing to do with normal candle colors. So just to let you know, it's not that I just altered the color and made magenta where red would usually be and cyan where green would usually be, etc., etc. So that's where we're at, guys. Right now we're having some great volume in the market. We're tracing between 12.15 and 12.05. So I expect this to continue a little bit further, and if it does not, I will hop on and give a quick scope and let you guys see if it does turn downward what that looks like. This is the Euro USD cross. Euro USD cross. Thanks, Vodka. Appreciate that. We'll see exactly how it works going forward. Looks good though, right? We called this short position last week, guys. We went short at 13.18. We rode this short position all the way down. Analyzes a bunch of data points. Can't exactly say which ones, or else that would actually render the system a lot less valuable, right? So the system is basically taking a multitude of data points and telling us when to go short and when to go long. Of course, this morning it fired off long. That's why this candle on the daily chart is a cyan color. All right. So we took this position early this morning, 5 a.m., and we are up about around 40 pips thus far. So we'll see if it continues. All right, guys. I'll hop on later on and let you guys know if it does turn over, what that looks like. And I do not trade in binary options. No, I don't. So there's a lot of people that have asked about binary options, though. It's amazing that those things are actually carrying on. Yes, I do invest. I have several systems in equities and in options. So I do trade in equities, equity options, and in futures. But this particular system is for the currency markets specifically. And, I just wanted to give you guys a quick taste of what, a winning system looks like in terms of what it would look like for the calls, when it would be taking the calls, and so forth. So most people do not play daily charts, but I'll let you know that daily charts have a lot to do with the underlying price action. What do I call what? The system, I've named it FX Prime. FX Prime. So if you want to reach out to me in regards to asking questions, do I reckon it would be too long to start trading that long? Excellent question. Well, see, the thing with a daily chart is this. You can see that there's a lot of volatility and range in these candles. And even though the trend has been determined by the system, if we took a short position here and then the next candle brings us up to here, well, this is 226 here and this is 189. So we would be sitting at a 40 pip loss all of a sudden here. However, that does not change the trend, and you would see that the next day the trend would be carrying downwards. And the very next day you would actually be in a winning position. Now, what is that called? That's called excursion, okay? When you reach the point of maximum excursion, that would be taking a short position on the high of the candle and knowing that the trend is downward, okay? So seeing as this trend is now upward, okay, and this may or may not continue, what we would be looking for is some type of retracement, okay? Now, how do we determine the retracement? Well, we would bring this down to a lower time interval. Now, this is the 4-hour, and you can see the 4-hour timed it perfectly. We would have been taking along right here on this candle, okay? 4-hour, you can see the retracement already happening. And the question is, can't see, can you see now? So these are 4-hour candles here. Now the question is this going to retrace? I would not take a long position here at this point because we are likely to see some sideways movement or a turn downwards. However, because the trend is now fired off long in the daily position, or in the daily chart, in the daily time charts, we have fired off daily, long. That means that this could continue long after a retracement. Okay? So it's important to look at that And what we want to look at is range, okay? This candle has a very large range. The high being at 1219, okay? And the low being at 179. So basically our entire move that fired off at 1175, that is the range of this one candle. So that all happened in the last 4 hours. So if someone were to take a long position now, that would not be the best long position to take. Why? Because this move has already occurred. So what we would be looking for is the next move on the 4 hour would likely to be some type of down move, okay? But however, since the daily is long, we would be looking to pick up the next long signal on a 4 hour chart, okay? That's what we'll be looking for. So I hope that makes sense to you. Guys, welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. I'll give a quick introduction to let you guys know who I am. My name is Jay Salvati. I'm an entrepreneur, author, investor, but I also code algorithms for the financial markets. The particular algorithm that you guys just saw was for the currency markets. That was the Euro USD cross. We started off on a daily chart. I showed you guys exactly where it fired off long. We fired off long at 1175. Current price is 1210. Okay, so you can see that's about 35 pips of gain just from this morning, and that was actually the entire move this morning. We captured that move in the system, and then right now, if you were long from 1175, you would still be long until we get some type of indication on the daily charts that we would reverse position, because we do have a downward type trend that carried on from last week. So we watch that position very carefully to make sure that it does not continue, and that this move northward, even though it's a 40 pip move, it could still be a head fake. These large movements in volatility could actually still be head fakes, and that downward trend could continue. Okay, that could continue. So what we're looking at in terms of the price movement, we are just relying on the system because the system is taking more data points into consideration. The head fake would be, I will show you exactly what would be considered a head fake, right? So we have this, let me just show you guys really quick where we're at. So this is our current position. Our current position is long. You see this nice cyan candle that indicates that we went long at 5 a.m. this morning. Now what's a head fake? A head fake is when we have our downward trend, okay? And for whatever reason, it could be very news related, a lot of traders came in at this position and made the system fire long, okay? Sorry, I do not speak Russian. I wish I did. The system fired long because of either a news event or because what happens here, we had someone that took their profits, a very large fund, so to speak, or a bank, takes their profits, causes the price to fire up, and that would be considered a head fake. And then the price continues downwards because there are still sellers in the market. Okay? So that's why you see, and here again, the head fake happens again, and then boom, we head back downward. So these positions with volatility do happen, and that's why we're watching this candle to make sure that we do not get head faked here. If it does continue downward, we will be on top of that. However, yes, it's an anomaly in the trend because either someone has placed a buy order, all right, to take profits, or there was a fund that has determined that that was a good price level to buy for some reason. They didn't understand that it was still in a trend downward, or sometimes the funds don't care if it's in a trend. Sometimes they just need to get the orders out and they need to switch positions because they have risk parameters that do not consider taking the best position as a viable position to take. They just need to get into the market and switch positions for risk. Yes, this is a Euro USD chart. And so if a big fund or a large bank does decide to come into the market and switch positions just based off of risk and not because it is the optimal place to actually take a trade, then you can see these head fakes and the volatility does become apparent. So that's why we're watching this position. However, I do expect this to actually gain a little bit of momentum northward, and I will update you guys if the system does switch over, if we do get head faked and it does continue downward. I will hop on the scope and I will show you guys exactly when it happens. Right, I'm going to be watching this all day. However, we are long from 1175 and we're just going to sit on that position right now. A lot of people are taking profits. However, I don't want to do that because obviously if this does continue upward on the next candle, you know, we could get some retracement. You could put in a stop loss at say 10 or 15 pips, so this way if the retracement does become heavy, that you could get some of your profits taken. You never want to have a positive position and your P&L go negative. All right, so if you're 1175 long and right now you're sitting on 1210, you could place a really tight stop, and if it does retrace downward, you take your profits, and then you could also just hop in again long. If we start seeing on the next candle the move continues upwards, you could just hop in long again. There's nothing wrong with that. Sean, how are you guys? Guys, thank you for coming in the room. Appreciate it. Kerr, what's up? So we are talking about this long position that was taken at 1175. Our algorithm FX Prime did fire long this morning, 5 a.m. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate that. Patronus, what's up? How are you guys? Subs up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So this morning, last night we left off. The system was still actually short last night around 11:30. This morning, 5 a.m. fired off long. We've got a nice candle here. However, watching it just to make sure that there is no retracement that occurs. And if we wanted to break it down and make sure that things were really sensitive, we could see the 4-hour chart. It's a nice candle right there, huh? And so you see there were actually 3 entry points, 1, 2, and 3, for this nice large move heading northward. So this nice bullish move also, guys, means that the traders are back in full force. I expected some guys to take a nice long Easter vacation. That is not the case. And you can see that Asian markets this morning early did not have any volatility, which was kind of weird. But this morning, U.S. markets, when Europe and U.S. started getting into the play for currencies, things did start firing off. All right, guys, so I will be on as soon as this position changes. I will let you guys know, and reach out to me on Twitter. Here's my social networks if you guys want to get involved. Snapchat, Periscope, Instagram, Twitter, and Blab, Fit Businessman. If you're going to reach out to me directly, FX Prime or Pip Killers for the hashtag. All right, guys? All you guys in this room right now are Pip Killers. Now, also, you guys can take a screenshot of this if you want. All right? So this way you can come back to it. But I will let you guys know if there is a change in this chart. Okay? Right now we're at 12:15, long from 1175. Right now a nice bullish pattern. All right, guys? Take care.